The following program is a production of the Fairfax Network. In conjunction with the Virginia Satellite Educational Network.
Our first stop in the pursuit of future technology is the University of Maryland's Teaching Theater. More than just an electronic classroom, this is a space dedicated to supporting the collaborative discovery of knowledge.
The AT&T Teaching Theater, as it was originally called 8 or 9 years ago, has emerged as an important force on campus in getting many professors, maybe 75 professors, to rethink the nature of teaching in a technology-rich environment. More than 140 courses have been taught there over the last 6 years, and what's fascinating is how each professor finds their own way to use that classroom in a creative new form of teaching. But the exciting work, I think, about the teaching and now learning theater, as we call it, is the focus on the activities that the students do. In this technology-rich room, there are 20 machines and 40 seats. That means 40 students. That means 2 students share a computer. And that was the intent in the original design, to create little collaborations of 2 students at a time, but also ways in which students could work together during class, during homework, and do something new for the educational process. It creates a compelling atmosphere in the class where the level of motivation, I think, is very high.
Attending a class in learning theater is much different because the setting is like 2 people per computer and an interactivity with the teacher that's really kind of unparalleled in other classes. For example, if he says, how would you go about doing something, and the something is an action on the computer, he can easily grab your computer screen and put it up in front of the whole class, or project it to each of the class's monitors and show them how you're doing the specified action. In that way, the level of interaction is much different from a normal lecture in a college scene, where it's like, where the normal lecture is just, standing at a podium talking for an hour. This is interacting with the instructor and gaining an appreciation for the action or the learned material. So it's a lot more hands-on, obviously, because there's a keyboard and a mouse right in front of you.
At the instructor's workstation, a link video switcher allows access to all student screens and keyboards. Student work can be monitored individually or taken over and sent to a video projector for everyone to share. In all, the instructor has complete control of 2 video projectors, 2 VCRs, a document camera, and picture-tell video conferencing. Behind the scenes, technicians provide support for managing the arsenal of media equipment. To eliminate the distraction of hard drive noise, CPUs are tucked away in a climate-controlled room adjacent to the theater. Monitors are recessed into the workspace to promote better sightlines between students and instructor. Across campus, the College of Business and Management maintains a similar facility, the IBM Teaching Theater. Behind the visible technology in both classrooms, custom and commercial software support the collaborative learning process.
Some of the utilities on the machines are things like a chat, a multi-user chat, which enables the teacher to ask a question to the class in a chat session. And anybody in the class can answer typing it out. And you can all answer at the same time. And you can all read each other's responses. So that takes away the idea of you raising your hand and waiting your turn, or being embarrassed because your identity is given out. So you can anonymously give out answers, or you can specifically give out answers according to your machine name. So that alleviates any shy people's hesitations from their normal answers.
The Learning Theater is but one example of Dr. Shneiderman's commitment to changing the way humans and computers interact. In this class, he is challenging students to examine traditional interfaces and develop their own innovations.
The idea of 2-handed input is especially nice for CAD/CAM or graphics, but I think it works here also, where there's often a palette on the side and you're going from the center to the palette and back and forth. If you have one cursor with your left hand that you move over the palette, and one cursor with your right hand which you move over the object, all that back and forth stuff is eliminated. The Human-Computer Interaction Laboratory, which I've been pleased to head for its 14 years, is an interdisciplinary group that involves computer science, the library school, and psychology department, and sometimes business education and other departments. And we work on projects that are supported by government agencies or companies to develop new and advanced technologies. We have a terrific set of graduate students in computer science who can build wonderful new interfaces. And I think people appreciate us for our designs here. But what I think distinguishes us most is our commitment to scientific evaluation. And we conduct empirical studies, sometimes informal usability studies, but mostly controlled empirical studies that tell us what works and what doesn't work. Are the students 2%, 20%, or 200% faster in using one method or another method? And over the years, we've been very proud to have helped create some of the popular technologies now, such as the idea of clicking on a highlighted piece of text in a paragraph. The idea of a link that's shown by simply highlighting the text was originated here in 1982 in our efforts to develop an electronic encyclopedia for the U.S. Holocaust Museum. One of our satisfying projects in the last couple of years is called the Visible Human. This is a major national project run by the National Institute of Health and the Library of Medicine, in which they've prepared an online database of images of a human cadaver who's been sliced, and they've provided photographs of that. Our role was to develop a interface that allows users to rapidly browse through the library in order to find the image that they want. We provide an overview of the human in a coronal view, a front-forward view, and as you pull through it, you get a detailed view that shows you the slices as they would appear if you downloaded them from this archive. It's been a very successful project, and the Library of Medicine distributes that. It's available by going to their website, and more than 1,000 people have downloaded that. But I should caution you, it does require a Sun workstation to run that piece of software. The current desktops on computers can easily be traced back to about 1984 when the Apple Macintosh became a commercial product. But we think by now that we're stuck in that valley of 1984, and there's an opportunity to build more ambitious desktop environments. Certainly the screens have gotten bigger, the computers have gotten faster, and the user's tasks are more ambitious and complex. And so we see an opportunity for improved strategies for managing multiple windows. Not just one window at a time that you click and open and drag and resize, but groups of windows so you can see a lot of things at once, and when you do something, it will make a difference. It'll operate on multiple windows at a time. So from my point of view, the progress will be in larger displays, and I'm always looking for the way to get more information laid out in an orderly way on a larger display. For me, a pixel is a terrible thing to waste, and I want to get lots out there for people to do their creative work. I think one of the key challenges for the next 10 years is making this technology accessible to the broadest possible segment of the population. The recent evidence is that the access to technology, or the differences in access to technology between men and women have declined, between old and young have declined, but the worrisome news is that the gap is growing between the rich and the poor. And I think as a nation, we need to address this in several ways. The first is making the technology low enough cost to make it accessible to large numbers of people. As a government policy, ensuring that we provide access to the lower income segments of the population.